Hello guys. You are on the channel Alice Reddit Stories. Enjoy watching. TLDR summary. My husband got a vasectomy assuming that this is something that I wanted, but I didn't. Now he says he wouldn't have gotten it if he had known I didn't want it. But he deliberately didn't talk to me about. I am full of regret now and my husband seems really sorry. Can we move on in our marriage? My partner and I have been together for 12 years, married for 9. Been together since we were in university. My whole life basically. But we've been in an unhappy marriage for a long time now. We have always struggled with communication. In general, my partner doesn't really talk to me. Over the course of the relationship, this has caused some big problems, hiding secrets, and just the daily grind of a partner who really doesn't know how to communicate what they want. We've been in couples counseling, individual counseling, and we're just both pretty committed to wanting to stay together but haven't had any real breakthroughs. As a result, our sex life has been pretty non-existent for years. We have 2 children under the age of 5, but they are very close in age back to back essentially. Before COVID, when we were struggling with having 2 kids under 2, I asked my husband to get a vasectomy during one of our fights. Then it got canceled because of all the shutdowns. When it got rescheduled, I asked him to postpone it because I wasn't sure I was done have kids now that the chaos of childbirth and diapers had settled. He postponed it 3 more times after that because each time it came up, I wasn't ready. But we have had a particularly rough period in our marriage recently and essentially weren't communicating at all except about very transactional things, logistics, kids' schedules, dinner. During this period, he got the vasectomy essentially without talking to me at all about it. I knew it was happening. I have been really sad about it, but trying to wrap my head around the fact that our marriage isn't great. We already have 2 great kids, and it's clear that my husband wanted it. I respect his bodily autonomy, so if he's done having kids, then it's done. The problem is that he came home from the procedure and asked how I was feeling, and I was honest. I said I was really sad because I had desperately wanted our marriage to improve so that we could try for more children. I was totally shocked when he said he only got this vasectomy because he thought I wanted it. And I did, years ago, but had been really clear since then that I wanted to have more children if we could figure out our marriage. My husband says now that he would have liked the same thing. I was feeling sad acceptance, and now I'm just full of regret that apparently this isn't even something that my husband wanted. Obviously, it just speaks to how broken our communication is. He said point blank that he found it too hard to talk to me about the vasectomy, so he just chose not to, but the problem is that we're still fairly young. We had lots of time to work on our marriage and still consider kids. And I also don't get how anyone could sterilize themselves not knowing for sure that their partner was 100% on board. Now the marriage feels like it's for sure over. I don't know how to stay married to someone who won't talk to me about important issues like this. I don't know how to grieve this loss. My husband probably would get a reversal if I asked him to, but it's expensive and risky, and seems stupid since we're clearly still not in a good place to even think about having kids. What do I do? I've thought about divorce before, but divorcing someone over a vasectomy seems cruel. But I'm worried that I won't be able to move on from this. My husband seems to be taking this as a giant wake-up call that his inability to have hard conversations is a massive problem. but it's almost worse to imagine that this vasectomy would be the thing that would improve our marriage enough that we could consider having kids. How do I save my marriage? How do I figure out if my marriage is worth saving? I am 34, have been with my girlfriend, F34, since start of this year. She has a friendship with her ex who she split with about 2 years ago. Even though they were merely friends the last part of their multi-year relationship and the attraction is apparently dead still. My girlfriend went through some rough stuff mentally, autism and some other diagnoses, and her ex was very supportive of her during these times, which continued after they split up and moved apart. They have remained friends up until now, and I've been dealing with it, but also remained uncertain about the future of this dynamic. Recently it's been getting a bit worse since her ex has mentioned that he feels lonely and my girlfriend feels bad about him being lonely since he's been so supportive of her until now. For me, I'd grown used to us having this dynamic where we are all friends, but him eventually being able to find someone new or make new friends, thus becoming less dependent on my girlfriend for his social need. The issue for me came back in full force for me when I mentioned Christmas and how that would work. My girlfriend didn't have an answer since she hadn't really thought about it until now, since she spent Christmas with her relatives and her ex until now. She hadn't really thought about how it would work either. But since her ex has mentioned being lonely, it feels like it's going to be hard to reach a situation where her ex has to be by himself during Christmas without my girlfriend feeling guilty about it. I have never celebrated Christmas with a significant other before, so I had been looking forward to this bring a holiday for us as a couple. I have expressed this, and she does understand my point of view. I don't think I could ever feel relaxed or happy during Christmas if her ex is around, since they would inevitably accidentally bring up some of their history or fond memories they've shared during precious Christmas holidays. I feel like either it's gonna end up with her ex hanging around and my girlfriend feeling less guilty about him feeling lonely, but with me instead feeling left out of my own relationship even though they are just friends. If her ex doesn't join us, I have a feeling my girlfriend will feel guilty about him being lonely. Gave the option that I celebrate Christmas on my own with my relatives, but she says she wants to spend Christmas with me. I can't really find any situation where neither of us will feel guilty, so I don't know what to do really. I don't have the capacity to feel like I need to think about her ex all the time and about whether he feels included or not. If their friendship is to continue, I need to have some boundaries of what I consider to be private affectionate time with my girlfriend. I get the feeling like it's going to end up as a three-way relationship if he can't find peace on his own after their breakup. TLDR, my girlfriend has an ex who she feels sorry for since he is very lonely, but I have feelings about him hanging around for things like Christmas since it would make me feel anxious all the time he's around during holidays that I consider private affectionate time with my girlfriend and her relatives. Problem is that she considers him part of the family in some way, I feel, and feels guilty about leaving him out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. There are many interesting stories ahead of you.